Welcome to Prevent Your Adventure, and tonight I am back. It's funny because I didn't even know this place was here. It is literally in the same building right next door to a place I did recently. But I'm back in Webster, Massachusetts. A viewer, and I'm going to massacre this name even though it's not much in letters. My pronunciation is going to be off, but it's Ali Jaber is how I would pronounce it looking at it. Asked me to stop and check out Apollo Pizza here in Webster, Mass, right on lake with a long name, Chicago, whatever. So anyhow, let's look at, I don't know, I just wasn't feeling certain stuff tonight, so I just went with French fries and a pepperoni pizza. And so that's what we got. Let's set up the camera and give it a try. Okay, start with the French fries, which are not the double batter kind, which is okay with me. And in all honesty, if you go to a pizza place and you get some really good fries, it's a bonus. Because it's not what they do, it's just a side. And these are good, don't get me wrong. Must be right, I keep eating them. And as the name might lead you to believe, it's a Greek pizza, Apollo. So it's got the thicker crust going on. But not over cheesy. I can taste the sauce. It's a nice sauce. It's a pretty nice crust. It's chewy. Overall, I'm liking it. Definitely the heel is got a nice crispy texture going on. I like that I can definitely taste the sauce and I can tell what's going on with it. I like that a lot. Okay. So, let's shut off the camera. I'll finish eating what I can. Got my supper for tomorrow night. I'll come back to tell you what I think. Final thoughts at Apollo Pizza, Webster, Mass, courtesy of Ali Jaber. The French fries are pretty decent. They went down smooth. I liked them a lot. They offered me ketchup and stuff, but I don't do ketchup. By the way, saying they offered me something, I don't know if they're related or not. I didn't really ask, but two people inside, and just both really nice people. Very pleasant to talk to. Very nice. So that's always helpful when you come into a place. And they had obviously never seen me before, but they just greeted me nicely and were very nice about the whole thing. The pizza, like I say, the crust was maybe a little disappointing, but the sauce really stood out. It had a lot of good, robust flavor. It came right through everything in a good way. So, right amount of cheese to sauce ratio. It just went really nicely in there. I really enjoyed it. So, having said that, let's give it a score. 0 to 10. Let's go PA421. I liked it. It was very good. Very enjoyable. Thank you, Ali, for sending me here. Just a good all-around food experience. Now, I wasn't smart enough to go back and look at the video that I think these people were referencing. And I had 2 or 3 people say that I should do some back-in-the-day talk after I'm done doing my review. So I don't know if they were looking for back-in-the-day talk or the area I'm in, or back-in-the-day talk about me. But honestly, unless it's in the town I grew up in, I don't have a lot of back-in-the-day for other areas unless I ask a lot of questions. And sometimes even that doesn't get you anywhere. So, until I hear otherwise, and you might have to put up with a few of these, because I'm about a month behind publishing these versus recording them. I just had a bunch of them, and instead of overwhelming anyone with multiple videos, I just kind of go at every 4 or 5 days. So I'm about a month behind. So you might have to put up with a month this before someone sends me a message and says stop. So anyhow, back in the day about me. I did a lot of crazy things like almost all of us have. Alright, quick story. Maybe not so quick. From the time I was born, right up through my teen years, though there was 1 or 2 years later on and it didn't happen. My father was from Northeast Connecticut. My mother was from very, very western Nebraska. And part of the deal when she agreed to marry him is that every year he would have to take her back to visit her family. She had 3 sisters with multiple nieces and nephews in the area, and her mother and father were still there, though her father died when I was 5. My grandfather died when I was 5, so I don't really know him or remember him. But my grandmother was around for a while. So anyhow, I had 2 sisters. One was older than me, one was younger than me. And so the 5 of us would pile into a station wagon, pre-air conditioning. Not all the roads getting there were interstates either, though once you get out west it was a lot faster going than around here. I remember at one point we would drive up to 90, the Mass Pike, and head west from there. So I know you're going to find this hard to believe, but as a child I was a total and absolute jerk. I was the only boy. I don't know what the story was. So this is one story I don't remember, but I was told more than once that you had the station wagons back then. I remember we had one where you had that 3rd row seat that faced towards the back, and they would put me back there a lot. Maybe I wanted to go back there, I don't know. Had a luggage rack on the roof, so there's not any luggage in the vehicle or anything. And I had a temper, and got mad at my sister for some probably very minor thing, and threw 1 or 2 of her books out the back window while we were driving down the road. So I don't remember that, but I was told that. And another thing I was told when I was younger, I was a jerk. So I was acting up somewhere in the state of Pennsylvania, and they had enough of me, and they told me they were going to just leave me there if I didn't stop acting up, and I kept acting up. So they pulled over in a town in Pennsylvania, took me out, put me on the sidewalk, and drove off. Couldn't do that nowadays. You'd end up in jail, and your kid would go into social care. But back then, so what I'm told, they drove around the block and came back and picked me up. But no one ever said whether I got my act together after that was pulled or not. So I have no idea, no reference. Not a great story, but if I set the bar too high early on, you'll have higher expectations for stories than I can meet. So I've got some much better ones, but we'll start with my years I don't even remember, as told by my mother and I think my sister, my older sister, who wanted to sometimes let me know that I was not too cool. So anyhow, there's my back in the day story for this video. Let me know what you think. I try to respond to comments, positive or decent comments. There's a couple negative ones I don't bother with, but so anyhow, let me know what you think, if that's something I should keep going with. And like I say, you're going to get a month of these because I'm a month behind. But if you say, nah, we don't want to hear those stupid stories, that's okay too. All right, so Apollo Pizza, Webster, Massachusetts, all the way after all that, 8.1.